All right. So a couple of days ago, I was looking through some news articles,
Yeah.
and I came across this article about that was happening in Iowa. So, or I'm sorry, in Idaho, and the Idaho government just passed that they would be adding the firing squad to their uh, like execution list.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Uh, which I didn't know this, but surprisingly, this is not the first state. I think they're like the fifth state to add this.
Okay.
But I didn't know that, that was even the thing. I didn't know that there were 5 other states that had set this in motion. But when I saw this headline, I was like, I don't know. I got mad about it, and I didn't read the article at first. I just saw the headline.
Because it seems like cruel, unusual punishment.
Yeah, that and plus I'm like, what else do we need? I mean, if we already have, the death penalty, and we have methods already that we're using, and I don't know the last time somebody was necessarily put to death.
Well, I and I believe it was an old John Oliver show was talking about capital punishment, and one of the things that they were talking about in there was that one, almost nobody uses the electric chair anymore. In fact, I think no states use it.
Okay.
Because they deemed killing somebody with electrocution is cruel and unusual. And to be honest, from what I was getting from the show, is it felt like it wasn't a sure thing. Like there have been people that have had to be electrocuted more than once, and I believe that there's some people that have survived the whole ordeal.
Oh.
But they were also saying that that the drugs were hard to get for some reason, and I don't remember why they said that, but the deal is that there was somebody that was actually advocating for, who was on death row, who wasn't like, hey, I shouldn't be here. They were basically saying, I understand why I'm here, but they were trying to sue to have either firing squad or the electric chair used, because they were saying the thing with the drugs was that I guess there's like 3 stages. Like the first stage puts you to sleep, the second stage like paralyzes you, and then the third stage kills you. And the thing is like if the first stage doesn't completely put you completely out,
Right.
and the second stage paralyzes you, evidently the drugs to do the third stage makes it feel like you're on fire from the inside out. And he was kind of saying that the person on death row was like, listen, I understand why I'm being punished, and I understand why I'm going to be put to death, but don't do it this way. Like he's not even saying don't do it. He's just saying, can I at least choose?
Man, I don't know how I feel about that, because so for one, I'm not sure how I necessarily feel about the death penalty anyway, but if you got somebody who committed a heinous murder, I mean, I feel like they're probably the least or the last person that should be asking for leniency or sympathy or.
True. And I see where you're coming from on that. Although I will say, the reason why we went away from the electric chair was because we deemed it as cruel and unusual. And if these drugs aren't working correctly, then I could see how that would be also cruel and unusual. So I could understand somebody advocating for something else. Yeah, I don't know what happened with these drugs. Did you see anything when you were looking this stuff up?
So basically, the companies that were trying to, or that were providing the drugs, basically in the article it just said that those drugs were used to like give life or to keep, not for taking life.
Oh, the companies wanted to be known for making drugs that give life. Okay.
Right.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah, and they're private companies. It's not like, I mean, they can't be ordered to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then, from this article, so basically that's what the gist of the article was that like they're going to the firing squad because there's kind of like a lack of other options, like you mentioned, nobody really used the electric chair.
Right.
It feels like the lethal injection is, difficult to get all those drugs.
Yeah, I'm not saying that I'm on board with capital punishment. I'm a little bit on the fence for many reasons. I won't go into all of them, but it felt like lethal injection was supposed to be the most humane way to do it if we're supposed to be in an evolved society.
Right.
But then, according to that show I was watching, it didn't seem like it was as smooth as we were all led to believe.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I guess apparently like with the lethal injection, it takes about 5 minutes. Like death usually comes in 5 minutes. So
That's much slower than I thought it was.
oh really? So oh yeah, I guess. And then with that, excuse me, as you were saying, so if it does have those effects on someone, then I don't know. I mean, I guess I could see how that could be torture, but once again, I don't know how I feel about that with somebody who necessarily committed like a series of murders, or even just one heinous murder that like they feel like they're on fire from the inside out, and then that's their last moments. I don't know. Like I said, not sure how I feel about death penalty, but for somebody who's like killed 20 people.
Yeah, I mean, my deal is, or at least the way I look at it is, I'm not thinking of the death penalty as like an eye for an eye. Like you tortured these people and therefore you should be tortured. I'm more or less looking at it as like, I feel like there are just some really super evil people out there, and I think the world would be better off without them. Like Hitler.
Yeah.
If we would have caught him, I think he should have been put to death.
Right.
And I mean, trying to commit genocide.
Yeah.
I just don't see a world where we need you in it anymore. I mean, you crossed a lot of lines, and as far as I'm concerned, you can just move on to whatever's next.
Yeah.